The richer people become, the more frightened they feel. Not frightened of hunger, not frightened of instability, but frightened of loss. Loss of status, loss of identity, loss of the things they believe define their worth. This is the quiet truth no one teaches us growing up. Wealth does not erase fear, it multiplies it. And if you've ever felt this strange anxiety rising inside you as you became more successful, you're not alone, and you're not broken. Your brain is reacting exactly the way it was designed to. Because the human mind was built to survive, not to enjoy abundance. 1. How the brain responds to wealth. Let's start from biology, the part nobody talks about. When you grow wealthier, your brain doesn't say, "I'm safe now." It says, "I have more territory to defend." Harvard neuroscientists call this loss aversion, an ancient survival response. Humans feel twice the pain from losing compared to the joy of gaining. Meaning, lose $100 feels worse than gaining $100 feels good. Lose status hurts more than earning it felt exciting. A threat feels heavier than an achievement feels rewarding. This creates a silent pressure inside wealthy individuals, a fear that everything they've built could vanish in a moment. Think about it. If you've grown up with very little, your fear was basic. Will tomorrow be okay? But when you have a business, a career, a reputation, a lifestyle, your mind is juggling 10 things that can collapse, not just one. That's why wealth does not calm the mind. It expands the list of things the mind must protect. 2. The hidden emotional cost of success. Success brings comfort, yes, but comfort has a shadow. When your life improves, your expectations rise with it. Your identity becomes tied to who you are in society, your achievements, your possessions, your standards of living. And slowly, without meaning to, you become a prisoner of the very things you once prayed for. You begin to fear. Dropping below your current lifestyle, losing respect, losing recognition, looking like you're slipping, disappointing people who admire you. This fear isn't logical, it's emotional. It grows quietly, like roots under the ground. Many wealthy people don't talk about it. They smile on the outside and battle constant tension inside. Sometimes the fear becomes so normalized they no longer notice they're living in it. Wealth is rarely heavy in the hands. It becomes heavy in the heart. 3. The loneliness wealth creates. The next layer of fear comes from something even deeper, the fear of losing connection. The more successful you become, the fewer people you feel you can talk to. Why? Because some people envy you, some misunderstand you, some expect from you, some want something from you, and some simply cannot relate to your world. Wealth subtly creates distance, not because you change, but because people change around you. This leads to a quieter, heavier fear. Fear of being truly seen and still rejected. Harvard's 75-year grant study, the longest happiness study ever, concluded, warm human relationships are the strongest predictor of happiness and longevity. Yet wealthy individuals score lower in open emotional connection because fear of being used or judged becomes a natural reflex. And when a person loses connection, their anxiety increases, regardless of how much they earn. 4. The addiction to more. The brain adapts to comfort extremely fast. What felt luxurious last year becomes normal today. What felt impressive yesterday feels expected tomorrow. This is called hedonic adaptation. The more you experience, the more your brain raises the standard. This creates a psychological trap. You stop enjoying what you have, but you're not satisfied with more either. So you keep chasing. Not because you're greedy, but because your brain has become numb to simple pleasures. Neuroscientists call this dopamine desensitization. When rewards come too often, joy drops, stress rises, emptiness grows, and fear becomes stronger because nothing feels enough anymore. Wealth becomes a treadmill. You're running fast, but not really moving. 5. What the world doesn't understand. People who haven't experienced wealth often think money solves everything. But you, and many like you, know the truth. Money solves external problems, But wealth creates internal ones. The world sees your success. They don't see your sleepless nights. They see your freedom. They don't see the weight you carry. They see your achievements. They don't see your fear of losing them. And this misunderstanding creates guilt. Why am I anxious when I should be grateful? Why do I feel lonely when I have everything? Why do I still feel empty inside? You're not ungrateful. You're human. And your brain is responding naturally to pressure, responsibility, and the fear of loss. Wealth doesn't make you heartless. It makes your heart more fragile than people think.